think the Ravens are the biggest winners in the AFC North this offseason?
This is a team that consistently is going to be in position to contend because of how talented they are. The reality of it is those guys can play.
The AFC should watch out for the Baltimore Ravens this season.
Players in the NFL, certainly one of the best players at quarterback. They got a guy at tailback in J.K. Dobbins, who I think could be an all-pro. They got one of the best tight ends in football, a plethora of perimeter weapons, some health on the offensive line, a very good defensive line, one of the better young linebackers in the NFL, and a top 5 secondary. And no one talks about it.
Yo, what it is? Welcome back to the Postgame show at the Bank, a Baltimore Ravens podcast, Doug's. And as y'all clearly see, the title is Escape the Heat, man. We barely escaped the heat yesterday, man, and Arizona was starting to click. Arizona was starting to get hot, man, and at one point in time, man, my homeboy had called me. Well, he sent me a text message and was like, yo, Dad, you know I'm not a Ravens fan by so far, but it looks like that this can be a trap game for y'all because it looks like y'all are not trying to separate yourselves from the Arizona Cardinals. And I just sat there and I was like, this game looks identical. This looked like the same type of game that we played against the Indianapolis Colts show. That's exactly what it looks like to me, man. And like I said, the Ravens won. If you ain't know, you know now. The Ravens won. They had beat the Arizona Cardinals by a close game, as I thought it should have been a blowout in my opinion. But the Ravens had pulled it off 31-24. Got out of Arizona, got out that dry heat, that desert heat, man, with a dub. And now that puts our guy, Lamar, at 17-1 against the NFC team, boy. Woo! That is dope. That's good for Lamar, man, for the simple fact that when it comes to out of the conference opponents, man, he's able to get the job done. The Ravens can really plan for that team, man. He's not bad on the AFC side too, man. If you already look at Lamar's record, man, Lamar is having a good career. You know what I mean? Is having a career that you can almost kind of notch him into a Hall of Fame. But, you know, we are way too early to be talking about Hall of Fame, anything of that nature. But yesterday, man, Lamar, in my opinion, the offense did not put up Hall of Fame numbers. It seems like that offense was stale, was struggling, was in neutral. Really couldn't get it going, man. And shout out to my guy, Gus Edwards, man. Because it wasn't for Gus Edwards yesterday, I really think that the Ravens probably would have lost. You know, because Gus Edwards really, really had a monstrous game, man. And I told y'all on Saturday, I felt like that Gus Edwards was going to have a monstrous game, that he was going to have one of them games that you probably be like, Gus Edwards is that guy. You feel me? Because Gus Edwards had 3 touchdowns, 94 rushing yards, and like I said, he was the reason that the offense was steadily driving, man. And I don't know if you paid attention, you would have heard the commentators was saying that Gus Edwards is the most underrated running back in the game right now because of the simple fact that Gus Edwards is averaging over 5 yards a carry throughout his whole career. Gus Edwards is not an easy guy that you're going to take down. Gus Edwards always show you that he has something in his bag. You remember last week when he caught that 80-yard pass? This week was him getting real close to him getting 100 yards. And I really think that if the Ravens would have really kept that running game really going and churning in the beginning of the game, man, I really think that Gus Edwards would have got 100 yards, his first 100 yards this season. But that offense, man, I don't know what it is or why it is, but it was just really stuck in neutral. It wasn't, other than Mark Andrews having that touchdown drive in the first quarter, man. Other than that, like I said, if it wasn't for Gus Edwards, we were stuck. It was nowhere to be found. It was nothing that we could do, in my opinion. I felt like the offense was able to move the ball to a certain extent, but then after a while, it got stuck. And it just seems like that the offense really just wasn't clicking. It could have been a simple fact that, you know, the Arizona Heat. It could have been a simple fact that the field, which one thing, that field was not up to par, man. That field was not all that good. If you can clearly see that anywhere that the any players, whether the Cardinals or the Ravens, stepped on the field or ran across that field or anything, you can see nothing but cleat spots. And that's not really good, man, because the simple fact that that's how injuries happen. That's how people get torn ACLs or torn Achilles and stuff like that. Or mainly they get a lot of lower body injuries. And you can just see that certain players was going in and out yesterday. You see, Godfrey Owe was had an injury yesterday. You see, OBJ had a little injury yesterday. You see, it was one of our defensive players had got an injury too yesterday, other than Owe. But you could just see that clearly that field was not the best. And honestly, man, Arizona, if you look at the stats, if you really, really pay attention to the stats, man, you would have not thought that Baltimore beat Arizona. Because when you look at the total first downs, Arizona won that 22-21. It's like, damn, you got 22 first downs and they still really couldn't win. When it came to third down efficiency, they was 5-12. We was 4-11. Not good. Not good at all. Total plays. Arizona had beat us by 11 total different plays, you feel me? Arizona had 71. We had 60. Total yards. Arizona beat us in that. They had 310 to our 268. Total drives. Arizona got that one. They had 13 drives to our 12. Passing yards. Arizona had 181. Baltimore had 138. And it's just like you could just keep going and going. They're rushing. They was at 129. We beat them by 1 yard, by 130. And for the simple fact that Arizona was rushing the ball real good. Arizona was going through all the holes that they could possibly get to or get through, and it was breaking tackles. It was numerous times when I felt like that the Ravens wasn't fully tackling, wasn't fully wrapping up. They were just diving at people's legs and reaching out for reaching out for hope and hope that they was getting that tackle, but it didn't happen. It really did not happen yesterday. And it just really seemed like that momentum was really trying to get into Arizona's favor. You know what? One thing that it got into our favor that Arizona just couldn't get over the hump. And I felt like if Arizona wouldn't commit those 2 turnovers, because that's all it was the turnovers, was the difference. We had 0, they had 2. If Josh Dobbs would not have thrown 2 interceptions, I really, really think that this Arizona Cardinals could have beat the Baltimore Ravens if they didn't commit these turnovers. And if they didn't want to commit them turnovers and was able to put points up, it's a possibility that Arizona could have won. But let's look at the glass on the other side. Now let's look at the glass half full. We already said that the Arizona Cardinals really had the momentum and really kind of should have beat the Ravens yesterday. But let's look at it. What a championship team can do and how a championship team can be champions and win games they're supposed to win. The Ravens did everything that they possibly could do to win the game. Everything. They had the good rushing. Like I said, Gus Edwards was able to rush 3 times to get 3 rushing touchdowns yesterday. That's good. Also, was able to capitalize on turnovers. Once we got them turnovers, we was able to score, shorten the field up a little bit. And like I said, once you are able to shorten the field up and punch it in, that's a recipe for success. That's what a championship team does. It capitalized like, hey, we ain't giving up big plays because we didn't really have no big plays yesterday. You know what I mean? Big plays, Zay didn't really show up as he normally would do, you feel me? So you can just clearly see that yesterday was just a off day for us. You know what I mean? That offense, it wasn't for our defense really, and our defense really kept us in the game. But towards the end, man, once Arizona was able to, put themselves in scoring position, the defense was kind of breaking a little bit because the defense was always on the field. As I say and alluded to, that the defense had to play 71 plays yesterday. 71. So it seems like the Arizona offense was always on the field and, they was quick on the field. So that's one thing that our defense was able to stop them and didn't let them get a momentum that can really swing in their favor. So defense, shout out to being a top 5 defense as always. You feel me? Because we really needed it. We really, because like I said, that offense. This is why some of us Ravens fans wasn't really high up on what the Ravens had did to the Lions. Don't get me wrong, it was a good game. But at the same time, we need to see this on a consistent basis. We need to figure out how can this offense start clicking. You know what I mean? Putting up fast points, getting that defense off the field. You know, it's just a lot of things that the Ravens offense really going to have to try to get adjusted. You're really going to have to make some adjustments quick because for the simple fact, number one, we're going to week 9 next week. And then we get another NFC opponent. Luckily, we are at the bank next week. So that's a good thing that we don't have. Once we travel back here, we can stay here. So that's a plus. But at the same time, man, like I was saying, that offense really going to have to find a way to start clicking quicker, faster, and be more consistent. Because we can't just keep leaving the defense out there. And it's these rumors and all these analysts wants to put up this year defense against our 2000 defense. Don't get me wrong. Yes, the numbers are almost close. But far as the playmaking ability, the shutout games and stuff like that, it's not there yet. We still got some ways to go. We still got some things to do. We still got some offense to show you that we still got some ways to go before we can compare our defense this year to the defense which it is in 2000. You know what I mean? That 2000 defense, man, to me, hands down, was the best defense that crossed any field. You know what I mean? I understand about the 60 Bears, the 80 Bears and the Legion of Boom Seahawks and what the 49ers is built. I heard all that. But I really just think that you really can't compare no defense to that 2000 defense, man. No comparison, you feel me? But it looks good that our defense is really can live up to that fame, can live up to that hype a little bit, but we have to tone it down just a little bit. We can't compare that 2000 defense to the defense that we have now, man. All right, let's talk about some of this offensive things that I seen yesterday that I wish I would have saw, but it didn't really happen. All right, from Saturday, the offensive keys that I said that I wanted to see us do was start off fast. In my opinion, I felt like, yes, Arizona scored first. And then, Baltimore was able to answer. But after that answer, it wasn't a fast start. You can just see that the offense wasn't really wasn't in motion, in my opinion. It felt like that the offense was still trying to was off that last week high what we did to the Lions, man. It felt like that the offense wasn't really pressing the issue. They was only pressing the issue about one thing, but I'm gonna get there. The second thing that I had wanted to see our offense do was not make stupid penalties, and they didn't have that many penalties yesterday on an offensive tip. Let me try to get to the team stat real quick because I knew we had some penalties. We had 6 penalties in total for 45 yards, and 2 of those penalties was on the offense. So that's not bad. We wasn't making stupid mistakes or anything in that nature, but it just, like I said, the offense was in neutral. The offense wasn't in motion that much. And then the third thing was control the line of scrimmage. I think for the most fact that the Ravens did control the line of scrimmage. But we did give up some sacks yesterday. Lamar did get sacked a couple of times. He got sacked 4 times yesterday. And I say that the reason 2 of those sacks was because Lamar was holding the ball too long. I felt like that he was trying to do that stuff where he did in Detroit last week. And it was like, nah, some things you just can't relive again, and you don't want to relive again. Some of them things, LJ, man, we are asking you, once you make sure you read and that pocket starting to collapse, I would like you, if you can escape the pocket and throw it away, you don't have to try to make it downfield or anything of that nature, because I understand, yes, you're a dynamic quarterback. Yes, at times that some of the defenders can't really put hands on you. But at the same time, man, you have to learn to live another day. taking some of those sacks that I don't think you should have took. It was just simply throwing out of bounds, throwing it at the feet of the offense, or something in that nature, man. I really just wants to see you grow into that, because other than that, man, you're not taking that many sacks, and if you are taking that many sacks, it's not over 4, which is a good thing, because we don't want to see Lamar taking over 4 sacks, and then it's going to get ugly after that. It's really going to get ugly after that. So, I just want to see the progression of, once we control that line of scrimmage, man. I want to see that Lamar, even if that line of scrimmage start to break down, man, that offensive line, I just really want you to get out the pocket, throw the ball away, live to see another down, and let's call a better play. That's what I would like to see Lamar grow into, man, following that offensive tip. But as far as that, man, like I said, the offense still got some ways to go, still got some things to do. I still would like to see us start off fast. Like I said, we didn't make no stupid penalties. And like I said, we most definitely can. And once we control the line of scrimmage, I feel like there's no team that really can beat us. So, shout out to the offense. You know what I mean? Even though it wasn't your best foot forward, I felt like that you were still able to make moves and still was able to put ourselves in good scoring positions. And like I said, wasn't for Gus Edwards, man. If it was not for Gus Edwards. So on the offense, like I said, on the offensive side, man, I just want to see a little bit more efficiency, a little bit more consistency of that offense, man. Defense. Let's talk about the defense a little bit, man. Defense really held their own. I felt like the defense had some players that really stepped up yesterday. And we wasn't really accustomed to them really stepping up, because as y'all would know, Saturday I really had Justin Madubuike really taking over this game, man. I was like, if he can take over this game, this defensive line is going to be something special. Even though Justin Madubuike did not put a lot of pressure, his name wasn't called a lot of times yesterday, but at the same time, Justin Madubuike still added another sack to his resume, which is now put him up to 6.5. The defense pressure, that defensive line, boy. Woo-wee. Now, it's a down factor on some of the things on that defensive line. Like once upon a time, Jadeveon Clowney, man, he always wrap up the quarterbacks, but he does not take the quarterback down at times. Like I'm liking that he's able to put pressure on the quarterback, but I'm so tired of our defenders. Or this is not just only the Ravens. This is me watching football, period. Because of that stupid rule of, if you take the quarterback down and your weight land on the quarterback, then it's automatically a flag and all that good stuff. But when you sling a quarterback around, and then it was the athletic quarterback, a quarterback that's mobile, able to get out the pocket, just slinging him around in a circle is not going to take him down. Not all the time. I just wish that you could just grab and just take him down, man. All that slinging and flinging, man, it's not going to work all the time. It's just not. So defense, the only downfall is when you try to sack the quarterback. Yesterday it wasn't all that great, and then when the Cardinals running backs was going through the holes, I felt like that it was way more arm tackling than it was body tackling. I felt like that the Ravens did more reaching than they actually they did than what they supposed to do. It wasn't a full wrap up takedown or anything. It was just a reach, hoping we can grab them and stuff like that. So I know this week, man, I think most definitely wrap up tackles is something that we most definitely need to work on this week. And I'm hoping that the Ravens will work on that, because like I say, in my opinion, I feel like we are the best tackling team in the NFL. We are the complete team in the NFL, because we can clearly see that a lot of these teams are starting to show their true colors in week 8. You feel me? So on the defensive side, man, I just really want us to clear up some things, especially taking the quarterback down and wrapping these running backs up, or wrapping any of these skill position guys up. Wrap them up. You can't just keep on reaching and hoping that you're going to grab them. That's not going to work. But one of the defensive keys, man, get after the quarterback. Yesterday, we had about, let's see how many sacks we had yesterday. Sacks, we only had 2 sacks yesterday. And it was some quarterback pressures, but I felt like the Arizona Cardinals was able to protect Josh Dobbs a little bit better yesterday. Like I said, Michael Pierce and Justin Amadibike was the only 2 people able to get sacks yesterday, and it could have been a third, but Jadeveon Clowney didn't take the guy down. So sacks wasn't up to par like we normally, because normally as a team we are averaging 4 sacks a game. Yesterday, we were only able to get half of that. So that quarterback sack, man, I would like to see us to get a little bit better in that, and I'm hoping that we're going to get better in that as the season go on. No mental mistakes yesterday. Mental mistakes, yes, we had a couple penalties yesterday as far as a lot of pass interference. I think we had 2 pass interference calls yesterday. Just a simple fact, man, you got to be able to locate the ball, get your head around. You can't just sit there and just keep hand fighting and think you can go up with the wide receiver at the same time. Like, no, that's going to be a flag. Going to be a flag every time. So other than that, man, I felt like the Ravens did an okay job. Far as not getting a lot of penalty mistakes. So that was a great thing that the defense is able to do, even though we are a fast physical team, a fast physical defense. The physicality really didn't get into the way of how we had our defensive scheme yesterday. So that's a great thing. And then limit their possessions. I felt like we did not do a decent job of limiting their possessions, because like I told y'all, in their total plays, they had 71 total plays yesterday. 71. That's not going to really get the job done. That's really not going to help us help the defense out a lot, because if the defense is out there time after time, man, the defense is going to wind up giving up points, going to wind up giving up yards. And that's what we were saying yesterday. Even though the Ravens defense was able to put a big blanket around the Cardinals, but still the Cardinals was able to keep the game real close, was able to outdo us in a lot of stats, like the total number of plays, the total number of first downs, the total yards, the total drives. Honestly, if you were to look at the stats and not the score, you would have thought that the Cardinals would have won this game. So defense, we did not do a good job of limiting their possessions. Yes, we did get 2 interceptions yesterday. Shout out to Geno Stone and Brandon Stevens, man. But other than that, man, it has to be better. We got to take away more possessions from them. That's the only way that the defense, the opponent offense won't be all that good if you just keep taking away their possessions from them. So defense, we took away 2, but I felt like we should have took away more fumbles. We missed some fumble recoveries yesterday. I wish Jadeveon Clowney would have just slid on the ball instead of just trying to pick the ball up and run. Dive on the damn ball, man. Just dive on the ball. I just don't understand sometimes, man, with some of these players. They get so happy feet and then looking to try to hurry up and scoop and run instead of just sliding and get the ball, man. So defense, man, I think overall, as the overall team, we did get the dub. I feel like we deserve a B- as a team. Offense, I think we should get a B. And then on the defensive side, I really think that the defense was a solid A-. Solid A- a little bit. You know what I mean? They got that A-. They got that A- for the simple fact that for those 2 turnovers. You know what I mean? We was able to get 2 turnovers and 2 sacks. So I get the defense to A-. All together, I think the whole, as a team, as an organization, I give us a B- as a total grade, man. I really feel like that B- can get better, should get better, have to get better. That's the only way we can beat some of these championship teams coming down and when it's time to playoff time. So I most definitely cannot wait to see that. Which way I want to go? Let's talk about this real quick before I give out the last segment of the day, man. A lot of people was had this talk yesterday. A lot of people were saying that there's a possibility that Justin Tucker, the GOAT as a kicker, is washed up. It's done. We should be starting to look for another kicker soon or anything in that nature. And my opinion is that no, I don't think Justin Tucker is washed. Did he miss some of the field goals that we are accustomed to him making? Yes. But at the same time, man, this is the same guy that you got to sit here and remember. He was a part of this 2012 Super Bowl. Justin Tucker has been in the league for a nice amount of years. He's not no rookie. He's not no 6-year vet or nothing like that. He's been in the game for double-digit years now. Now, we didn't say this about Matt Stovall. Matt Stovall was our offense, pretty much, during that time with Kyle Bowler and Trent Dilfer and those quarterbacks. We didn't say that Matt Stovall was washed. Once Matt Stovall was top, Justin Tucker is still the most accurate kicker in the game now. Justin Tucker is the most accurate kicker of all time. Justin Tucker is not washed. Let me repeat that for the people in the back, man. Just because Justin Tucker missed a few field goals that we are accustomed to him making, we automatically think that every time Justin Tucker walk on that field, we automatically say, "Oh, that's a gimme for him. He's going to hit it." And then when he don't miss it, it's like, should we second guess this? Is this a? He's not washed. He is not washed. See, now, how I'm looking at it is the simple fact that Justin Tucker, man, sometimes I felt like John Harbaugh is not all that confident in him. I'm not going to say that. Let me take that back. I felt like that John Harbaugh is more confident in Lamar than he is with Tucker. And you can kind of see that at times when, we want Tucker to go ahead and take the points. Because that's all I be saying sometimes when the offense is stale. If the offense is stale and dry and really not going to produce no touchdown, take the points. I'd rather you take the 3 points than not getting 0 points. At times that John Harbaugh doesn't put Justin Tucker out there. He still will put Lamar out there. So I just think that now that John Harbaugh is really hearing us to say, take the points, take those 3 points. I just think that he's not fully invested or fully committed to Justin Tucker taking the points. I think that's what it is. I don't really think that it's on Justin Tucker because I feel like Justin Tucker can make any kick, as long as you put him. But we don't expect Lamar to make every pass. We don't expect Gus Edwards to hit every hole or score a touchdown every time he touches the ball. We don't expect every time Big Play Zay makes a big play that he's going to score. Anything in that nature. So I just wanted to say this. We should not expect that Justin Tucker, yes, he's normally automatically. Yes, he's normally automatic. But I just think that at times that we should not just depend on and just hoping and thinking that it's automatic that Justin Tucker is going to score. I think we need to get that out of our heads and live with the fact that he's human. He is human. He is going to miss some field goals. He's supposed to miss field goals. He's not a robot. So get that through y'all head. Justin Tucker is not washed. I guarantee y'all, if we put Justin Tucker in another situation when it's crunch time or anything in that nature, he is going to hit. He is going to come through. Everybody's going to be riding his bandwagon because, like I said, we was riding his bandwagon when he was doing the little hotline bling dance and all that good stuff when he was dabbing and when he's out here with the people saying Ayer or Doug or anything in that nature. We is with him. So let's be with him if he do miss a field goal. It's okay if he miss. It's fine. He's human. I expect him to miss at times. Now, don't get me wrong. When I see him kick, I think it automatically goes in. But when he does not make it, it's not going to be like, oh, he washed. Get him off the field. I don't want it. It's never like that. You know what I mean? We will know when Justin Tucker is washed. When Justin Tucker cannot hit 45s or 35s on a regular basis, his leg strength is not what it used to be, we will know. We knew when Matt Stover leg strength wasn't the same. We knew when it was time to cross over from Matt Stover to the next kicker. So, people, calm down. Justin Tucker is not washed. All right, man. Before I let y'all go and wrap this episode up, man, let's see who earned their wings this week, man. So the offensive player who earned their wings this week is no other than Gus Edwards. It was real easy, hands down, because like I said, Gus Edwards was the reason why that I felt like the Ravens offense was able to put up points and able to keep moving. For the simple fact that Gus Edwards scored 3 touchdowns yesterday. 3 touchdowns. He had 19 carries. He had 80 rushing yards, 4.2 average, 3 touchdowns. That's not bad. That's a solid day for Gus Edwards. So shout out to Gus Edwards, man, for getting his wings and flapping them across Arizona face. You feel me? And on the defensive side, before I get there, on the offensive side, like I said, Gus Edwards, I felt like he was going to have an awesome game. I felt like Gus Edwards was made. He's the running back that everybody wants. I'm trying to tell y'all. He's so underrated, man. He's the guy who took a pay cut to come back here. So shout out to you, Gus Edwards, man. Gus with the bus. Gus on the bus, man. The wheels on the Gus goes round and round, you feel me? And then on the defensive side. Like I said, Justin Madubuike is my guy. And I thought he was going to have a stellar game yesterday. But this one particular guy, man, unblockable, could not touch him. It didn't matter if you put 2 men on him. He was shedding both of those blocks, man. And he was able to get a sack yesterday. He was able to force a fumble yesterday. And he was able to also collect 4 solo tackles. He's our guy. He's the biggest guy on our defensive line. You feel me? And I like to call him Big Baby. Yeah. But my guy, Michael Pierce, yesterday, man, he was unstoppable, unblockable yesterday, man. And we have to appreciate Michael Pierce, man. This is like his second stint with the Ravens, man. And I feel like that Michael Pierce is really one of the good nose tackles that we have in this game. I'm not gonna say he's the best, but he's one of the good nose tackles yesterday, and he showed it yesterday, being one of the good nose tackles. So shout out to my guy Michael Pierce, man. You balled out yesterday, man. I hope you continue to have a great season like you had yesterday. So there you have it. Our 2 players who earned their wings yesterday. Gus Edwards for the offensive side, and on the defensive side, Michael Pierce, man. So give it up to our 2 guys, man. And that's going to be it for At the Bank, the post-game episode, man. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in, who viewed this, man. Just keep on viewing and keep on tuning in, man, because like I said, when you at the bank, man, you enter the grid and you dare to be different. And once you dare to be different, you get a boatload of shows, you feel me? And like I said, the one good thing about being on the grid, man, on the grid network, you're not going to hear the same opinions over and over and over. Everybody has different opinion on this network. So you feel me? So make sure y'all follow the grid on all social media platforms and on YouTube, you feel me? Because when you do that, you'll wind up bumping into the great content creators that we have on here, such as Carving It Up with Bryson, All Even Podcast, Clutch Sports Talk, Outside the Cage for our MMA fans, The Forum for our Lakers fans, and then for our other fans out there, such as the Raiders and the Washington Commanders, we got the Raiders Roundup and we got the Commanders on Demand. So make sure y'all tune in to those shows on the grid, because like I said, you dare to be different. You wanted to be different and you wanted to hear different opinions, you feel me? So make sure you go follow the Grid Network so you can hear all of these content creators platforms, you feel me? Make sure y'all go follow their platforms too, man. And while I'm on that, make sure y'all follow At the Bank social medias like Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. And for my Instagrammers, man, At the Bank _podcast. For my TikTokers, At the Bank _podcast. And for my X, aka Twitters, you feel me? Make sure y'all go at the Bank _pod, because that one also, if you can't catch it on YouTube, you can most definitely go to my Twitter page. And this episode and all my previous episodes will be on my Twitter page. So make sure y'all go out there, support the brand, support the movement, man. I guarantee you, you will love it. You feel me? And it looks like I got a comment right here. It says, my man John, I'm sorry. It says, Brian Burns to the Ravens, please. That would be a good move. That will be a good move, John. I'm with you on that one, man. That'll be a good move. So we will see. You know, trade deadline is over tomorrow at 2 p.m. I believe. Was it 4 p.m.? One of those times. Make sure we tune in. You never know. We might be making a move. I heard that Derrick Henry was part of our moves, but the Tennessee Titans said, "Nah, we're not giving him up no more." You feel me? I don't. Yeah, in my opinion, too, John. Man, I don't think we need a running back. I think that Gus Edwards is doing a stellar job, in my opinion. And we still haven't really used Melvin Gordon or Justice Hill in the full game yet. We used Justice Hill sparingly, but we haven't really used Melvin Gordon yet. And Keaton Mitchell only played one game so far. So I don't think we need a running back. I just think that Derrick Henry will be that running back that can put us over the top. But Tennessee is not going to let him go anyway. So it doesn't matter. Like you said, we don't need no running back right now. So, you know what I mean? Oh, my man John is on here. Gus just said he is the guy with 3 touchdowns. Yes, he clearly said it. And that's exactly why he was my offensive player of the week this week, man. He earned his wings. He most definitely did. Gus Edwards is showing why that he should not be underrated. I don't know why people just still have him underrated, in my opinion. But shout out to Gus Edwards. Appreciate you, John, for commenting and for checking out my show, my guy, man. I hope you will be consistently coming up on here, man. I need more comments. I need more Raven Mind likes. You feel me? So, as always, y'all already know it, yo. Big trust. Because why trust anything else? Y'all catch me Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for us at the bank again, talking about the Seattle Seahawks. So remember, yo, big trust. See y'all Saturday morning.